What is up? Welcome to another edition of SacTown Movie Buffs. Once again, I'm Kier, and this is Jason. And today we are back reviewing a new film that is in theaters and also is streaming on Netflix now, which is going to be Army of the Dead. So I think you saw it in theaters. I didn't have time to see it in theaters, so I saw it on Netflix. So I had to watch it like a week later than everybody else. But we still saw it. We both still saw it. So, and I may actually end up going to see it in theaters, possibly. So we'll see.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But I say without further ado, I say we get right into it. So let's get into it. I'll go ahead and bring that slide in here. So Army of the Dead. Jason, you want to take this one away, please?
Sure. Yeah, like you mentioned, I did see this in the theater weekend before last, and I just want to say before I get into the movie that I'm really happy to be going back to theaters. You know, I held off longer than a lot of people. I know you saw nobody in the theater, but I was still hesitant for a while, but now I'm back in the theater for sure, and really enjoying it. So, Army of the Dead, when I first heard about this movie a couple of years ago, this project, I was really excited because, I am a Zack Snyder fan for sure. I haven't loved everything he's made, but I am a fan of his. But I still think his best movie, in my opinion, is his Dawn of the Dead remake. That's still,
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's his leanest and meanest and most entertaining movie, even though I like most of everything he's done since. It's my favorite still. So the idea that he was going to go kind of back to that kind of story was really appealing to me, for sure. Now I've seen it, and I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was great. I guess I jumped ahead, though. I was supposed to say what it's about first. So, I kind of buried the lead there. But so this movie, it's a zombie movie. It takes place in and around Las Vegas. The premise of the movie is that kind of like a military convoy en route somewhere with something mysterious gets in a car accident outside of Las Vegas. And long story short, what they're hauling, and they didn't realize it, is a zombie. And it proceeds to escape and bite the people, and then makes its way to Las Vegas, incites a whole zombie rage, the whole city, and then basically the whole city gets walled off. That's something I didn't know going into this movie. You know, most zombie movies are like, it's like a worldwide thing or like a countrywide thing, but in this movie, kind of Escape from New York style, it's kind of quarantined to this one city, and everywhere else is still uninfected as of yet, but Las Vegas is pretty much destroyed and abandoned. And so the plot of this movie is that Dave Bautista is basically... Oh, wait, I jumped ahead. So one thing I want to say is, much like also Dawn of the Dead, this movie has an amazing prologue. Like, my favorite part of Dawn of the Dead is like the first 15 minutes of Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. Like, the beginning is amazing. Same thing here. It's an amazing prologue, opening credit sequence that's really almost like a movie unto itself. Because you basically see from the escape through the zombie rampage, through the containment process, the battle for Las Vegas, and the walling off of everything. You see that all in the first 15 minutes, and it's an amazing sequence, like a whole short film unto itself. But then the main movie takes place after that, and Dave Bautista is basically one of the people who was instrumental in sealing off the city, kind of like a heroic character, who, after he did it, is pretty much just like flipping burgers at a restaurant now. Wasn't really rewarded for what he did, it seems like. And he's basically offered by this millionaire, this mysterious kind of shady millionaire, an opportunity to put a team together to go into Las Vegas and basically crack a safe and pull all the money out of it for the millionaire. And he's going to get a big cut of it in exchange. When I first heard the plot of this movie, too, I thought, it sounds cool, but, what use is money? Well, it actually makes sense in this movie because the rest of the world is still okay. It's just Las Vegas is lost. So money still has value. So anyway, he puts a team together and goes in to get the money. And I don't really want to go into detail about everything that happens, but it's a really, really, really entertaining movie, I thought. It's a great zombie movie. It's a great like safe cracking heist movie. It's got a lot of let's put a team together. There's like a let's put a team together montage. There's a lot of cool characters. Dave Bautista is great. I've always liked him, but this is like one of his few leading roles, and he definitely shows he has what it takes to carry a movie for sure. And there's a lot of cool characters, but my favorites were him and I think I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher the actor's name probably, but his name is Matthias Schweinhofer, I think.
I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. So
yeah, who's like the safecracker guy, and actually Tig Notaro, who was actually added to the film digitally later on, but it's done so well that I would have never noticed if I didn't already know the story going in that she was added in post-production. But she gets a whole lot of the best lines in the movie, and she's one of the most memorable characters, I think. But yeah, it's got a lot of great action sequences. It's suspenseful. I hear people saying that it's too long. I don't know. The length didn't bother me personally. Yeah, it's just a really cool movie, and I really enjoyed it. And I've actually already watched it twice. I mean, it was kind of cool to see it in the theater because it's definitely a big screen kind of movie. It looks great, sounds great, and then I thought it was kind of cool. I know people will debate about whether this is good for the movie industry or not, but I did like being able to watch it again the next weekend, just to kind of enjoy it over again in my own home, with a Netflix subscription. So, and yeah, I liked it even a little bit more the second time. So yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. Easy. Okay, I'm done now. Go ahead, Kier.
Yeah, before I get into my synopsis, so I did, going back to your Netflix thing, and I think we had this conversation. We had a whole show about where the movie industry is going, and I had said then I think that these streaming platform things might be or dual streaming might be here to stay. I think because so many people enjoy watching films in their own home that can't get to the movies for whatever reason, kids, busy schedules, or whatever case may be. So I think this format's going to be around for a while. I feel like there's going to be a lot of big movies that maybe come out a week ahead of time in theaters and then come out also on like Netflix. How they do the demographics and the rating system or box office revenue versus streaming revenue, I don't know. They must have a system for that though, because it's been going on all of last year pretty much was that way. So they must have a system to figure out how a movie is successful or not, based on how many streams it gets. But I don't know.
I think I think they're still experimenting too. Like for instance, like Quiet Place 2 is coming out this weekend, and it's only going to theaters. So True. They're going to see how that, basically we're living in a time right now where people are trying things and just seeing what works, I think. So
yeah. So we'll see what it ends up at the end of the day. Going to my take on the Army of the Dead, I'm not as big of a zombie guy as you are off the jump. I do think that I agree with you that Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead is his best movie and probably might be my favorite zombie movie. I know it's not yours, you more the original Dawn of the Dead, but it might actually be my favorite zombie movie. So I was surprised, but this is a completely different landscape of the types of zombies that are in this one. And like I said, I'm not going to go too much into spoilers. I'll just say that these zombies are way more educated and smart than other zombie films that I've seen in the past. So I thought that was kind of a unique take on it. I also thought it was a unique that, like you said, it was walled off in terms of just being singular to just Las Vegas. I thought that was kind of an interesting take as well. I kind of enjoyed that part about it. It has a lot of good action. I do feel like it. The only issue I have is I know you like that beginning montage. I love the very beginning with the convoy and that kind of stuff. I've heard some people complain about the reason why the zombie apocalypse happened because of what was going on in another car. I'm not going to go into that.
That's hilarious, I think.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Some people have complained about it, and some people have kind of like boo-hooed it or kind of made it make it kind of a negative thing. I didn't have a problem with that. It's an interesting twist.
To say the least.
Yeah. For some reason, I didn't really jive too much with the sequence after that, with the music playing and everything happening so quickly and fast, and you really couldn't see what was fully going on. I don't know. I had some issues with that personally. I didn't like that. And then, it was kind of cartoonish. because they had like a music soundtrack to the background. It's just a bunch of like things happening with all these different characters and fighting their way out and that kind of stuff. And I don't know, for some reason I had a little, I just felt like it went, so I know I get the point. It was just wanting to move progressively and quickly to where it's basically walled off to Vegas. I understand that, but I don't know, for some reason I just felt like that part happened so quickly. And then after that, it was just like a whole lot of dialogue before they even get back into the mission to get back into Vegas. So it was like this cartoonish like action, and then it was like another like 40 minutes before anything even happens. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I kind of felt like the pacing of it was a little uneven in the beginning. I feel like, and I feel like that might be why some of the people are complaining about the length of it, because you have like this, really, really amazing like first scene of like the convoy, and then you have like this cartoonish like action sequence, and then you have like nothing but dialogue for like the next like 40 minutes. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So I did kind of feel like there was a miss there for me. I don't know. Something just didn't add up right. But once they do get back into Vegas and all the series of events that happens into that, I was fine. I enjoyed it at that particular point, but I did have some issues with the structuring of the beginning. I don't know. I feel like there could have been done in a different way that maybe would have made it a little bit more crowd pleasing in terms of having all this like cartoonish action and then slowing things down for like the next 45 minutes. You know what I mean? I don't know. So I don't know. I think it just depends. I didn't think the movie was perfect by any means. I did think it was a little bit long in some parts, but I did really enjoy it. I did like it. Like I said, I did have a few flaws with it. I'll be seeing it again probably soon, just to get a different take. I did enjoy the Tig Notaro's part of it as well. Although going into it knowing that what they did, I kind of felt like I was kind of like looking for subtleties of the differences, you know what I mean? So I don't know if that kind of affected me, that I had prior knowledge of what they did, basically editing out one actor and then editing her basically back in. So and people that I have talked to, I know you loved her, but people I've talked to have actually complained about her being in, and they thought something seemed off because she wasn't actually interacting with the actual actors, because apparently she was like in a green screen, like in her scenes or whatever, because they couldn't reshoot those scenes. So some people said they felt like her acting was actually off in there. So I've actually heard that from more than one person. So I don't know. But take it as you will, I guess. But overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good film. I thought it was a good solid zombie film, action film. I didn't think it was perfect by any means. I know you liked it a lot more than I did, obviously, but I did like it. I did enjoy it. It's definitely one of the better films that I've seen this year, but definitely not going to be in my tops, I don't think. So, but I don't know. The year's almost halfway over, and there's not a whole lot of films I've absolutely loved this year either. So
yeah.
I felt like it started off really great. We were seeing like some really, really good stuff that we really loved in the beginning. And I was like, man, this year is going to be fantastic. But then like most of the films that I've seen in the last couple of months have been like good or pretty good, or, you know what I mean? Or, but nothing's been like great, nothing, like I said, it started off, we were watching like, Judas and the Black Messiah. We were seeing like, you know what I mean? Like these really like, Nomadland, these Oscar type movies. And then there's always like that lull in like, March and, February, March. And then it's supposed to like pick back up towards the summer. So hopefully it'll pick back up and there'll be a lot of good stuff. I know like The Quiet Place 2 is coming out and some other really, really good films that I'm looking forward to. But we'll see what happens with the whole year.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I had a few minor gripes with it, but overall I thought it was a fun film. So
Cool.
Anything else you want to add about Army of the Dead?
No, I don't think so. Not right now.
All right, well, sounds good. All right, well, I guess we get into those reviews. Overall grade and thanks you would give Army of the Dead.
Yeah, I gave it 5 out of 5, man. The second time. First time I gave it 4.5. Second time I gave it 5. And the reason why is I just loved it. You know what I mean? And I'm getting to the point in my life where I'm like, I feel like I don't need to handicap things that I just really love. I mean, is it perfect? Probably not. But perfect is, in the eye of the beholder. It's art, Yeah. So it was fun. It was funny. It was exciting. It's got style. He makes movies that aren't quite like anybody else's. It showed me sights I've never seen before. It had a lot of great action. It's fun. It's funny. Exciting. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll watch it many more times over the course of my life. Why nitpick? So yeah, 5 out of 5, which is a there. There you
go. Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's like with anything. I mean, no matter what you give 5 out of 5, there's going to be somebody else that's going to say that, you know,
1
you're
out of
crazy.
5.
Yeah, 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
Or you're crazy, and they will give you all these reasons why it wasn't a perfect film, which you're either going to discredit or discount or ignore because you enjoyed it so much. So at the end of the day, I think that's the case with anybody. So I mean, there's always people that are like scratching their heads over any movie, unless it's like something that's like universally just everybody loves, like Forrest Gump or something. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Oh no, you'd be surprised how many people hate Forrest Gump.
Yeah, now
I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. I think it's I think it's a really good
everything
movie.
seems to get a backlash these days. I feel like if something's popular, it's also popular to like have a backlash to it also. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Point taken. But you know what I mean? There's always films that are more crowd pleasers, I should say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That everybody generally likes. So, but
yeah, Zack Snyder movies come with a backlash already attached, it seems like. But you know, hey, whatever.
Yeah, well, he has a distinctive style, and his movies. I think the biggest gripe about his movies is the length. You know, I think that's what I hear about almost all of his films is like if someone that I talk to that doesn't like it, they always say that it was a little bit too long. Outside of like whatever some of those Superman films that just were a bit terrible, but you know, for the most part, I feel like that's going to be the general consensus. It was too long. I mean, Justice League, obviously, you're going to have people that said it was too long. You know what I mean? This film, it's over 2 hours. What 2 and some change? I don't know, like 2:21, something like that. I don't know the full time.
Yeah, it's almost 2.5. I felt it a little bit the first time. I didn't the second time personally. Because I got more. I was able to get into the character development and stuff a little bit more the second time, but whatever.
Yeah, but in any event, you know, people are gonna falter whatever. And like I said, I mean, I'm not, you know, I don't give a lot of 5-star films to begin with. You know, I've given a 1 this year so far, and that might be the only one. You know.
Yeah. That's 1 more than usual. So.
Yeah. I'm like, did I give 1 or did I actually give 2 this year? I'm trying to think. I don't remember. But in any event, because I know I really like Justice League and I really like, I care a lot. I like both of those quite a bit. So, but in any event, I gave this one 3.5 out of 5. So I'm going to give it a big smile with some teeth because I really did enjoy it. And I'll definitely see it again. And who knows, maybe the second time I watch it, you know, some of those scenes that bother me in the beginning may not bother me as much now that I'm expecting that it's going to be pretty much an entire, you know, cover song, you know, for the entire like battle for Vegas, basically. So so I had some issues with that, and I know I'm not the only one that's had issues with that. I talked to other people that felt it went on a little bit too long in terms of just the cartoonish violence with like the cover song, but you know, it is what it is. Some people love it, and some people it bothered. So
he always does really interesting things with music in his movies, and Dawn of the Dead was the same way. You know, there were a lot of really interesting soundtrack choices in that movie. Most of his movies, he whether it's Watchmen or whatever, I mean, he throws in like unconventional like song picks, and I really like that kind of stuff. I mean, you know,
yeah. You cut out just for a second there, so I didn't hear the last.
Yeah, sorry, my mom keeps calling. So
okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's fine. But cool. Well, I mean, unless you got anything else to add, that's pretty much you know, the gist of the film. So clearly we both enjoyed it. He enjoyed it a little bit more than I did. You know, what was your take on Army of the Dead? Did you love it? Did you not love it? Are you a Zack Snyder fan in general? Are you interested in seeing more films? Because there's definitely going to be more films coming from this universe. I guess there's 2 prequels from what I heard are coming. So I don't.
Yeah, I think there's I know the Safecracker guy is getting his own movie, which I'm all for that because I thought he was one of the most interesting characters.
Okay, and then there's some other prequel too. I think that's coming. So I'm not for sure. So.
Sorry. What? Oh man. Okay.
You all right over there?
Yeah. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Sorry, man. I hit the wrong button.
Cool. But so I know there's going to be 2 prequels coming. So we'll see how those come, and I'm assuming there's going to be a sequel as well. I'm assuming so, based on.
I hope so. I'd be all for it.
So
yeah, because the way this movie ends, I'm not going to say, but it definitely leaves the door open in a lot of ways. So
yeah. So there's a lot of possibilities with that for sure. So
yep.
Cool. All right. Well, like I said, let us know down in the comments if you've seen it, if you liked it. As always, if you like the channel, we ask that you like, subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our updates. And we'll be back again with another show for you guys again real soon. We thank you for watching and hope you have a great day. Bye.
Bye.